Okay, besties, part two. So, what I'm getting for this new connection when it comes in for you is one of another reason that it's moving kind of slow is it's going to teach you the value of growing something. This is almost the energy of like, instead of going to the store and buying a flower that's already been grown in a greenhouse, this is like going to the store and buying a pack of seeds and growing the seeds from starts, okay, and then planting them in the ground and watching them grow into a fully grown plant, okay? Spirit is teaching you the value of something that is grown from scratch. So when this comes in, it's going to be small, okay? It's not going to be someone who comes in with all this love bombing energy and is like, we're getting married. Like, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like someone who tells you, okay, I feel very strongly about you, but I want you to be able to trust me. I want us to be able to trust each other. So we're going to take this slow. Even though I feel very strongly about you, we're going to build this right. Okay. I'm also hearing this song play in my head. I think it's called The Bones. It's by Hosier and some other artist. I don't know. Look that up if you know what I'm talking about. The lyrics there will be significant. Spirit is trying to teach you that this thing absolutely is your wish fulfillment, okay? It has the potential to grow into your wish fulfillment. And another reason that it's going to move more slowly than what you're used to is because there is great, deep alchemical healing that is going to take place in this connection. And that process, if you're an alchemist, you know very well, requires time, okay? That is one of the components. It's very rare that alchemy happens instantly, okay? Usually it only happens instantly in the spirit. But again, this connection isn't happening in the spirit, it's happening here on the earth plane. So if things take some time, and this could take an example of this might be, let's say that maybe there are some harsh words exchanged in this, or maybe there's just like a lack of understanding. There's almost like a mismatch of energies. What you're going to be tasked with here is learning is that it isn't like a total failure when that happens, that you're just going to have to be patient and let like the other person come to their own understanding. Okay, I've got the King of Swords and the High Priestess. So it's like you're going to have to trust the way you feel. You're going to have to trust your internal knowing on this, because even when the outward circumstances might look like something from your past, maybe the way these other relationships broke apart was you kind of came to this fracture point where you guys didn't understand each other, you couldn't get on the same page, and that was enough of a reason for you or the other person you were involved with to kind of walk away and just dead this thing, okay? It's not going to be like that with this person, and you're going to have to trust that even in moments where things aren't exactly aligned, and my eyes are drawn to these two cat toys that my cat has out right now. There is like a pink chicken and a purple cotton candy. So the message I'm getting from that is, though, these things are touching each other. They're beside each other. She's playing with them at the same time. They're both game pieces that are on the board at the same time, okay? Even though you might not see eye to eye on everything, there is still a resonance here. There is still an alignment, okay? They still go together in some way. So again, you're going to be tasked with not seeing every immediate misalignment as something catastrophic that can't work out in the long run, okay? This person is going to be very committed to making sure things do work out in the long run. Another reason that this is going to be moving slowly for you is because the safety that is built here, the emotional safety that is built here, is going to make you finally feel safe enough to leave behind a lot of things from your past, okay? Things that you have been holding on to. This could be physical objects that reminded you of other points of your life, maybe like clothing, stuffed animals, something like that. This could also just be stories, that you continue to tell. They're part of your identity. When you meet someone new, this is like part of your lore or whatever. It could be these bad relationships you were in. Maybe you're the kind of person who you like to talk about your exes, or they shaped so much of who you are or something that you kind of feel like you have to tell that story for people to truly understand where you're coming from, okay? This person is going to show you such a different relationship experience that you're going to be able to let go of that part of your identity, okay? The part of you that was wounded, the part of you that needed explaining to a new person as to why you were wounded and why you're like this, like you're going to be able to finally dead that and put that to rest, okay? I feel like an exhale when I said that. Like that is going to be the most beautiful gift that anyone could ever give you when this person shows up and gives this to you, okay? You're going to be able to put so much of this down. I've got the Eight of Cups. You're going to finally be able to just like almost like empty your heart. These things that you have been carrying because the other person couldn't carry the weight of them, like things you have been carrying for other people when they were unwilling or unable to do so, you're finally going to be able to just put those down. You're going to be able to put those down and enjoy this new experience where someone is not asking you to do that. Someone is not asking you to carry an unfair burden or weight of the connection that should be theirs, okay? They're like, I've got my part, and also when you're unable to see yourself clearly, like I can lend you my eyes, I can lend you my heart, like you're not in this alone. And I don't think that's something that you've experienced very much of, okay? Hmm. This person could be a little bit younger than you, okay? Or they could just have a more, I'm almost getting like a boyish energy from this. Again, gender doesn't matter. I've got the Knave of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, and these are both young boys in this energy. I'm also getting the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. So this person, again, there's going to be some kind of something familiar about this person. I don't know if they're going to remind you of someone from your past, and maybe they're like a version of someone you've dealt with in the past and they finally get it right. Or just there's something similar about this person to something you have experienced, or another message I'm getting is something familiar, okay? So maybe you just had a lot of lifetimes with this person in the past. Leo placements could be significant. I do have the Strength card here. Another message I'm getting from that is just going to be a very strong connection, okay? It's going to be immediately apparent. Again, I don't know that it's going to move that fast, but the strength of the connection is going to be very apparent from very early on, okay? This is going to come... as far as timing, I don't normally get timing, but Spirit is giving me timing for once in this. I'm getting that the Lionsgate portal that's coming up, 8/8 portal, could be significant because I do have the World card here, okay? This is the energy of one major cycle ending and another one beginning. So this could be aligned with a portal date like that. This could be aligned with your own portal date, such as a birthday. This could be aligned with like an equinox or a solstice or something like that for when this comes in. This is very much the energy of like the wheel has turned, a whole new cycle has started. Thanks to your ancestors, you know, put out some offerings for them for helping you get to this place, you know. But yeah, I'm also getting the energy of you kind of being like, when you get to this place, you're almost like a little bit exhausted or a little bit fed up, okay? I've got the Nine of Swords and the Five of Wands, like, and the image on this card is really speaking to me, this grimace the sun is doing. Like, you're going to be so ready for this cycle to end. So when this new person comes in, like on the back of that old cycle ending, it's just going to be like such a breath of fresh air. You're going to be like, that sucked. I'm so glad that's over. And now you're here. And I get like this really beautiful thing to look forward to and experience. Spirit, any closing remarks? Yeah, just more positive messages, okay? Your ancestors really came through for you on this because you've got something really good, really special, very positive coming in, okay? I've got the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands. These are very beautiful, abundant, like basically the message I'm getting from that is enjoy this new love. You have earned it, okay? Don't be afraid to grow something from the seed because it's like these seeds are proven, okay? They're like heirloom seeds. They're going to grow. Like you have been given the green thumb that you need to make something like this grow. So don't be afraid to start small, okay? And plant this from the seed. I love you.